The best choice for our current situation is to entirely abolish pension. According to the long weeks of debate, global crisis, and Colombia's economic recession, this will motivate young Colombians to save and not leave their future in the hands of others.
Today we are in the Plaza de Botero in Medellin, where young students gather to protest the recent reform proposed by President Clinton. What do you think your future living in Colombia will be like with the recent reform in which the pension will be eliminated completely?
Hello. Well, I really think it's a violation of a right.
Good afternoon, Colombia. I have the great pleasure of informing you that after listening to your pleas, my affected cabinet and I have agreed to reconsider the pension reform in my capacity as president and not as a dictator. Future generations will be able to retire at age 80, helping the country's economy progress to build a more human Colombia.
We have just been informed that there will be pension and that the retirement age will be 80. What do you think about this?
As I was saying, I'm so proud of my decision, yes, and of having voted for President Virginia Clinton, always fulfilling her campaign promises and ensuring a better future for young Colombians.
This is how the future of young Colombians is the most important thing for this government. Now we leave you with Emily Evans, who connects with us from the Medellin Stadium.
We move on to the most important news of the week, the great match of Colombia versus Argentina, disputing the position for the World Cup. This being the most desired match by all Colombians, in which not only a position is disputed, but the pride of an entire country.
Pierna zurda, al fondo, final, centra, entra el tren, golpe de cabeza, queda para Bella, tiró. Gol, 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 gol. Gol, 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 colombiano, gol. Gol, 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 gol. Gol de Colombia, 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 mi padre. Freddy Rincón aparece en el área, el centro, la jugada, toda la maniobra del Tino Asprilla. ¡Qué manera de correr! El Tino para que no refrescara. Más quieto. Se robó la pelota al Tino Asprilla. Viene el cuarto gol, viene el cuarto gol. Se mete, centro. Gol, 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 gol. Gol colombiano, gol. Gol, 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 colombiano, gol. Pica para el pibe, la mete larga para el Tino. Se va a la gacela colombiana. Se mete en el área, pica el tren Valencia. Se coló el gol del tren. Tiró, tiró. Gol, 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 gol. Gol colombiano, gol. Gol colombiano, gol. Gol colombiano, gol.
From our critic and MIT linguistic Noam Chomsky, one of the classic voices of intellectual dissent in the last decade, has compiled a list of 10 most common and effective strategies resorted to by the agendas hidden to establish a manipulation of the population through the media. Historically, the media have proven highly efficient to mold public opinion. Thanks to the media, paraphernalia and propaganda have been created or destroyed social movements, justified wars, temporal financial crisis, spurred on some other ideological currents, and even given the phenomenon of media as producers of reality within the collective psyche.
These are media manipulation strategies. It's a series of related techniques in which partisans create an image or an argument that favors their interests. in order to modify public opinion or to weaken confidence in the authenticity of information. Some strategies we use
The
are
strategy of distraction. The primary element of social control is the strategy of distraction, which is of divert public attention from important issues and change determined by the political and economic elites by the technique of flooding continuous distraction and insignificant information.
Another strategy used in this video is create problems then offer solution. This method is also called problem reaction solution. Is create a problem, a situation, refer to cause some reaction in the audience. So this is the principle of the steps that you want to accept.
There are other strategies, such as the gradual strategy, the strategy of deferring, go to the public as a little child, use the emotional side more than the reflection, keep the public in ignorance and mediocrity, to encourage the public to be complacent with mediocrity, self-blame straighten, getting to know the individuals better than they know themselves.
Noam Chomsky's theory of media manipulation suggests that the mainstream media is controlled by a small number of powerful individuals and corporations who use their influence to shape public opinion and protect their own interests. Chomsky believes that the media serve as a propaganda system for these elite groups, rather as an objective source of information.
Chomsky argues that the media's bias is not a result of a conspiracy but rather than a natural outcome of the way in which the media is structured. He suggests that the media is owned by large corporations who have a vested interest in promoting their own interests and surprising dissent. As a result, the media tends to focus on stories that reinforce the dominance ideology and ignore stories that challenge it.
Chomsky also points out that the media is heavily reliant on government and corporate sources for its information, which can lead to narrow and biased perspective. He argues that the media's reliance at this source makes it difficult for alternative viewpoints to be heard, and that it can lead to a distorted view of the world.
Chomsky's theory of media manipulation is supported by his analysis of media coverage of political events. He suggests that the media tends to focus on superficial aspects for political campaigns, such as candidate personalities and gaffes, rather than on substantive issues. This, he argues, allows politicians to avoid discussing important publicity issues and promotes a sense of apathy among the public.
Chomsky's theory also highlights the role of propaganda in shaping public opinion. He suggests that the media often presents a one-sided view of events, which reinforces the dominant ideology and marginalizes alternative viewpoints. He argues that propaganda is particularly effective when it is presented as objective news rather than an overly biased commentary.
Noam Chomsky's theory of media manipulation is a very important reflection on how the media can be used to manipulate public opinion. The idea that the media can be controlled by a large corporation and used to set hidden agendas is troubling, as it can significantly impact how people think and act. It is important to note that this theory doesn't suggest that all media are malicious or that all journalists are involved in media manipulation. However, it does highlight that there is a concern about media ownership and how that can influence the content that is presented to the audience. Society needs to have access to truthful and objective information to make informed decisions on important issues. If the media are used to manipulate public opinion, then this can have serious consequences for democracy and society in general. Thanks for watching.
And don't fall into media
Manipulation.